Kelly Clarkson reveals first reaction to Jonas Brothers' Year 3000 mention. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Kelly Clarkson and the Jonas Brothers' history together dates back all the way to the year 3000. On the first episode of Songs and Stories with Kelly Clarkson, which airs August 19 at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Stronger singer sat down with Nick, Joe, and Kevin Jonas to discuss the stories behind some of their biggest hits. In a preview for the episode, Clarkson, 43, recalled the moment she first found out the brothers had name-checked her in their 2006 remake of Busted's Year 3000. It was in a meet and greet and somebody said, "Did you hear the Jonas Brothers song?" And I was like, "What? No?" And they were like, "They say your name." And I was like, "What?" She remembered the exchange. I was like, "That's so cool to be referenced in any way in pop culture. I love it." Their decades-long connection goes even further, they explain, as one of their early memories performing as a band happened at a festival that Clarkson was headlining in New Jersey in the 2000s. For years, as a way to get our foot in the door in interviews, we'd be like, "Yeah, we opened for Kelly Clarkson," Nick, 32, recalled. "We were not an opener. We were like in a parking lot on the BBC stage. I handed out valet tickets," Joe, 36, chimed in with a smile. Jonas Brothers' kickoff tour in hometown NJ show filled with surprise guests and appearances from two Jonas daughters. The group then kicked off an acoustic rendition of the tune with Clarkson jumping to her feet to yell out Kelly Clarkson when the line came around as the audience cheered. The Jonas Brothers episode is the first of 4 installments of Clarkson's new Songs and Stories series that will include an August 26 episode with Gloria Estefan, a September 2 episode with Teddy Swims, and a September 9 episode with Lizzo. Every song's got a story, and this special gives us a chance to hear what's behind the music straight from the artists who lived it. Clarkson said in a release earlier this summer, "Getting to share the stage with them and hear about the moments that shaped their paths and where they're headed next is pretty special." The 4-part special is inspired by a segment of the same name that Clarkson featured on her talk show, The Kelly Clarkson Show, with the likes of Chris Martin, Alanis Morissette, and Pink. Jonas Brothers' appearance on the show comes as they continue on their Jonas 20 Greetings from Your Hometown tour that kicked off on August 10 at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. "We feel really proud of the show we've built and excited for fans to see it," Nick told PUW ahead of the first show. "And we have some really special surprises in store." Just over a week into the tour, surprises so far have included appearances from Jesse McCartney, Demi Lovato, Click 5, and Hanson. Songs and Stories with Kelly Clarkson premieres August 19 at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NBC. Kelly Clarkson has always been known for her unfiltered honesty and her ability to blend humor with heart. So when she recently shared her first reaction to the Jonas Brothers' throwback mention of their iconic hit, Year 3000, fans were treated to a story that not only sparked nostalgia but also highlighted just how much of a cultural imprint the song left behind. The pop culture crossover between Kelly Clarkson and the Jonas Brothers might not have been a pairing anyone expected to hear about this week, but the moment proved to be pure entertainment gold and reignited conversations about the early 2000s music era that defined a generation of listeners. Clarkson, who has successfully built a second career as the queen of daytime television with her hit show The Kelly Clarkson Show, was in the middle of one of her trademark conversations that tend to veer between lighthearted banter and surprisingly candid admissions. It was during a segment where she was reminiscing about her own early career days that the Jonas Brothers came up, and specifically their breakout song Year 3000, a track that cemented their rise to superstardom after their Disney Channel debut. The moment Clarkson recalled hearing her name referenced in connection with the song left her in stitches, but it also provided a fascinating glimpse into how even global pop stars experience surprise when hearing themselves immortalized in another artist's work. The Jonas Brothers famously covered Year 3000, a song originally by the British band Busted, but it was their version that exploded across American radio, Disney Channel soundtracks, and teen playlists. For countless millennials and Gen Z fans, Year 3000 was more than just a fun pop anthem about time travel, future generations, and a tongue-in-cheek vision of the world centuries from now. It was a defining track of a youth era, laced with pop rock hooks. In their version, the brothers inserted playful cultural references that became inside jokes for fans, one of which unexpectedly tied back to Kelly Clarkson. That lyrical nod sparked joy among their listeners and confusion for Clarkson herself when she first heard it. Clarkson admitted during the story that she had not been expecting her name to pop up in such a futuristic and whimsical song. At the time, she was already a major star, having won the first season of American Idol and established herself as one of the strongest vocalists in the industry. Yet hearing her own name casually dropped into a Jonas Brothers anthem made her stop and do a double take. She described her initial reaction as a mix of laughter and disbelief, wondering why her name of all people had been chosen for that cheeky line. For her, it was an early reminder of how strange and surreal fame could feel, especially when your name starts showing up in songs, pop culture references, and even casual teenage conversations across the country. The audience on her show erupted in laughter as she explained the moment. Clarkson leaned into her signature wit, joking that she wasn't sure if it was a compliment or just the most random celebrity shout-out imaginable. She also noted that back then, the Jonas Brothers were skyrocketing into the stratosphere of fame, and she found it both flattering and slightly hilarious to be name-dropped by three boys who were quickly becoming heartthrobs for millions of young fans. Her delivery turned what could have been a simple anecdote into a full-on nostalgic celebration of pop culture collisions that fans still remember fondly today. Of course, for the Jonas Brothers, referencing Kelly Clarkson in Year 3000 was both a nod to her established success and a wink at how ubiquitous she had become at that point in time. Clarkson was, after all, the first major American Idol success story, and had proven that reality television could produce lasting musical careers. To have her mentioned in a song by up-and-coming artists only reinforced her impact on pop culture in the early to mid-2000s. That impact is still felt today, as Clarkson continues to balance her music career with television hosting, earning accolades for her relatability and powerhouse performances in both spaces. As Clarkson spoke about the song on her show, she began reflecting on the strange but delightful experience of being a pop culture reference point. She admitted that one of the quirks of fame is realizing that your life and name can end up as part of someone else's art, whether it's in lyrics, jokes, or passing references in interviews. For her, it underscored how interconnected the world of pop culture truly is. Artists inspire one another, sometimes directly and sometimes in playful, almost accidental ways. In the case of Year 3000, the Jonas Brothers may have seen Clarkson as a representation of pop music dominance at the time, someone who embodied the energy and aspiration of a young music industry generation. Fans online immediately lit up with commentary after Clarkson's revelation. Social media platforms became flooded with clips of her telling the story, and longtime Jonas Brothers fans chimed in with their own memories of hearing the song for the first time. Many admitted they too were surprised at the Clarkson mention back in the day, with some joking that it became a fun pop culture quiz question among friends. Others celebrated the moment as another example of how tightly woven the threads of 2000s pop music really are, connecting artists who might not have worked directly together but still shaped each other's narratives through shared cultural references. The conversation also reignited nostalgia for the Jonas Brothers' rise to fame. Year 3000 wasn't just a song, but an era-defining anthem for young fans who were discovering music through the Disney Channel and early digital platforms like iTunes. The Clarkson connection served as a reminder of how massive her influence was in the early stages of the brothers' career. Clarkson herself seemed touched by the realization, acknowledging that being referenced in such a beloved track was a testament to the reach of her work at the time. It gave her a moment to laugh at the randomness, while also feeling grateful that her name had become part of such a cultural milestone. Beyond the humor and nostalgia, Clarkson's story revealed something deeper about her character. Unlike many celebrities who might shy away from acknowledging unexpected references or who might take offense at being casually name-dropped, Clarkson embraced the silliness of it all. She celebrated the fun of being immortalized in a quirky lyric and treated it as a badge of honor. Her reaction reflected her and her ability to connect with fans through authenticity. By laughing with the audience and revisiting the moment with fondness, she reminded everyone why she has remained one of the most beloved figures in entertainment for over 2 decades. The Jonas Brothers, for their part, have continued to acknowledge the song's enduring impact. Even during their reunion tours and interviews, Year 3000 remains a staple of their setlists and a fan favorite. For them, the Clarkson mention has become just as iconic as the song itself, a reminder of where they started and how far they have come. It adds a layer of intergenerational pop culture storytelling that continues to resonate today. Clarkson's recent remarks only breathed new life into the conversation, ensuring that Year 3000 remains firmly planted in the collective memory of fans young and old. Clarkson also used the moment to reflect on how quickly time has passed since the song first came out. She joked about how surreal it feels to think about a song titled Year 3000, when we are now decades past its initial release, and yet the track still feels fresh and relevant in its own playful way. The humor of imagining the future while referencing celebrities of the past continues to resonate, especially in an era where nostalgia-driven pop culture revivals are more popular than ever. Clarkson's retelling made it clear that while the song may have been a lighthearted bop, it carried weight as a cultural timestamp for an entire generation. What made the story especially compelling was the way Clarkson framed it as part of her journey as an artist. She spoke openly about how strange but rewarding it can feel to become part of someone else's narrative and how music, in particular, has the power to connect people across time and genres. For Clarkson, being included in Year 3000 was not just a funny surprise, but also a reminder of the community and interconnectedness of the music world. Every reference, every nod, every playful lyric adds another thread to the fabric of pop culture, creating a shared experience that fans can carry forward for years to come. As Clarkson wrapped up her anecdote, she left her audience with the same warmth and humor that has defined her public persona for years. She celebrated the Jonas Brothers for their success, laughed at the randomness of her own inclusion in their journey, and ultimately expressed gratitude for the strange, joyful ways fame can manifest. The moment reminded fans why Clarkson has endured as a beloved star. She is someone who can take a simple pop culture footnote and turn it into a heartfelt, hilarious story that resonates on multiple levels. Her reaction to Year 3000 was not just about one lyric, but about what it means to live a life so visible that even the most unexpected connections become part of your legacy. The cultural conversation sparked by Clarkson's comments shows no signs of slowing down. Clips of her story have been shared thousands of times, sparking both nostalgia for the Jonas Brothers' early days and admiration for Clarkson's humor and grace. It has become yet another example of how intertwined the stories of pop stars are and how a single lyric can ripple through decades of fandom, creating connections that might otherwise never have existed. Kelly Clarkson may not have expected to find herself in the Year 3000, but her reaction proved that sometimes the most unexpected references turn out to be the most enduring. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to our American Idol YouTube channel for more updated news.